What's up guys, it's Gaz and welcome to the Warframe video. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward, simple video for you today. I'm going to be showing you how I've been building Zaws since the Melee 3.0 update. I'm also going to show you how Exodia Hunt feels pretty nice to use on specifically polearm Zaws. Okay, let's get into it. So basically with Melee 3.0 guys, Condition Overload got the heavy nerf hit, so now we're just going basically full crit. So as you see right here, this is the new play crit path I built like 2 days ago. It's completely into crit, guys. I also decided to go with speed because when they actually ended up changing the base damages of all the melee weapons, they kept it so the grip only takes away like 4 damage when you get the max speed one, and it's still giving you... It's a pretty good trade-off is what I'm trying to say. So you're attacking fast, you're only losing a little tiny bit of damage, and for like building combo and stuff, having good attack speed is very nice. This is the build I'm using. The Riven doesn't really matter. If you didn't have the Riven there, you just put Prime Pressure Point in that slot. But yeah, the reason we go full crit, guys, is that with Sacrificial Steel, you can get 115% crit chance with this build. And with like a status version or like a not fully crit one, you're going to get lower critical chance, and you'll probably be below 100%. So that's on the play crit path. This is the kind of build I've been running. It's not the most perfect build ever. I was actually just trying out Gladiator Might in addition to Organ Shatter to see how that went, and it's been pretty good. Definitely not perfect. Also, Berserker goes on every weapon now that you're going to be using, because every weapon you're going to be using nowadays is a crit weapon. Also, we're using the Twirling Spire stance. This was actually changed where the ground slam in Vaulting Apex is extremely fast, and that's why we're actually using Exodia Hunt. I'm going to show you guys how that works. Exodia Hunt's going to vortex all the enemies in the area into one spot, and it's actually... It goes off on ground slams, and this ground slam, watch this. That's a ground slam right there. You can literally spam this, and it's a 12-meter radius of enemies getting vortexed in. They're temporarily CC'd while they're getting vortexed in. And yeah, it's extremely easy to spam now. It used to be like you'd have to go through like 3 hits in a combo to get to that. Now it's like actual spam. So, it's a 50% chance. He got dragged in right there. It works on all enemies in the area. So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend this, but you could just go through a mission and just spam this the entire time. Maybe on, like, Gar or something, pulling all the enemies into your glass, whatever it's called, glass skin of Doom. It deals lots of damage. That's what I think would be good. I actually have some video of a game mission in here that I'm going to show you guys with that strategy. It didn't end up working out as good as I wanted it to because, yeah, they were fully armored Grineer, and I only had 1 corrosive projection, so... yeah, I definitely would recommend Exodia Hunt and Twirling Spire. Also, I recommend full crit on Zaws. Let's show a Dagger Zaw I've been building this season. So we have the Keanu Reeves Kuvashiv, and yes, it's Kuvashiv, guys. Totally legit. We got the Bala Strike, the Pei Grip, and the Vargeet to Jai Link. This is full crit. As you see, like without the critical chance Riven, we're at, I think it's 100, it might be 99 on this weapon specifically. 102% crit chance without a Riven. So, I've been using this thing for heavy attacks, and it's been pretty nice. Unfortunately, I have negative attack speed on my Riven, but, you know, what are you going to do? And if you're not running a polearm, I'd recommend running Exodia Brave for, like, a charge attack build like this. So, every time you kill an enemy with a heavy attack, aka charge attack, which you should set a special button for, by the way. It's a new attack we have now, guys. If you haven't played for a while, make sure you set the heavy attack button as a special button on your keyboard, or whatever. Where basically, this is the normal attack, very normal swing, and then you push the heavy attack button, and it's this really hard-feeling strike that deals guaranteed slash procs, also has really increased critical chance if you're using Sacrificial Steel, and it has guaranteed slash procs built into it as well. So, this is really good if you can get over the really tiny range. So, yeah, this guy's, he was probably going to die in 3 there. Yeah, it looked like 3 heavy attacks killed that guy with the Kuvashiv. Yeah, and the reason I'm not using that one on the polearm guys is because the polearm charge attacks feel like trash. That's at least my opinion. But that's the 2 Zaws I've built so far this season. I've also got this one I've been using from last season. But honestly, I would probably go more into speed than using the core of a grip on this one, because yeah, it hits extremely hard. But if I just made this go faster, the charge attacks would be much faster as well. So yeah, I'd say I definitely recommend building this Plague Crit Path one if you have the parts for it. Besides the Plague Crit Path Strike, they're pretty easy to get. They're not like Plague parts besides that Strike. And then if you want a dagger, this is a Lich Slayer for sure. It's not the best Lich Slayer, but it's pretty good, and it's also really good against normal enemies. But honestly, guys, the big thing here is Exodia Hunt. Like, let's get a bunch of enemies in here, and I'm going to show you a combo you can do on groups of enemies with this Exodia Hunt. Let's get like 4 gunners or something. So normally you're just going to be probably spamming the slam attack first part of the combo, which is, the way you do this is you actually hold on the block button, push forward, and then melee. So that's all the things I'm doing right now, and it slams every time. Only do the first hit in the combo. So what you want to do is you want to drag the enemies around with you. While they're CC'd, you actually want to start doing the backwards combo, which is going to make you not do a slam. You'll get some good DPS in there. So the combination for this is ground slam and then spin around. Ground slam, spin around. That's to get you through basically every mission in the game. And not to mention, while these guys are getting sucked in with the vortex, they're actually vulnerable to finishers, guys. See, I just did a finisher on that heavy gunner. Did a lot of damage to it. So you have a couple options if you're spamming Exodia Hunt like this. Which honestly is probably going to really annoy your teammates, but it is relatively effective, so you can just tell them I'm actually helping, so you're not allowed to complain. Alright, let's get into some mission gameplay here. Honestly, I think it's pretty good, so I'll top right in. I'm trying to end Gara. Like I said, this is not, first off, this is not a good Gara build. I should have Prime Flow in here. And also, these Grineer had like full armor, so they were not dying to my Splinter Storm at all. But they were getting Vortex in. I killed them with the melee itself, so keep that one in mind. And as far as how I feel about Condition Overload getting nerfed so hard, guys, I definitely am not happy about it. Like, I kind of really enjoyed before, where it's like, okay, well, where can I squeeze out like these weird procs I wouldn't normally have? Like, how can I get a cold proc on this guy? How can I get a magnetic proc, etc., etc. I miss that kind of stuff a little bit, because we don't have that really anymore, but it's like up to 3 procs. And honestly, your melee's probably going to proc all 3 of those things by itself, so maybe you'll bring like 1 element on like your Sentinel or something, but you probably wouldn't even be using Conditioned Overload in the first place, is how I look at it. So maybe I think of like the most particular build ever, where it's like, well, you see, we're actually not really caring about unless we get fully stacked up. Like, sure, man, if you really want to do that, go for it. That's not exactly normal gameplay right there, if you ask me. Making your build around being stacked up all the way to 12x. That just seems like foolish to me. The build I'm making, it's like, okay, I can just instantly have this damage ready to go. I'm making sure everything I have has basically 100% crit chance at base. Because if you guys didn't know, Sacrificial Steel got the heavy buff recently. And it's actually, I'd say it's a staple mod of every meta melee weapon nowadays, which are the crit ones, for sure. Like, I'd say the most meta weapons currently are Fragor Prime. Let's see, there's also, like, scythes in general. Like, the Hate, I used that yesterday, was really good. Reaper Prime is also really good. Pretty much the same stats as the Hate. The Hate's got, like, a little bit higher base damage and crit chance, I believe it is. That's, like, the only difference. A little bit lower stash chance. Those are both really good. With heavy attacks and not heavy attacks, like, normal attacks are fine. That dagger I showed you is pretty good. Play crit path is still decent. Dual Karas are somewhat reliable, and I actually have tried the Redeemer Prime. I would not recommend the Redeemer Prime for normal missions, but like if you want to use it for like the Prophet Taker or whatever, sure. It's still pretty good for the Prophet Taker when I use it against the Prophet Taker. Beyond that, Docker Prime, extremely powerful. Docker Prime is still probably my favorite just because of like, it just feels easy to use. Like, when I'm swinging the Docker Prime around, enemies are just dying like instantly, and I'm not really putting much effort into it, so I enjoy the Docker Prime quite a bit. Beyond that, there's also the Kuva Shield Egg. I don't know what it is about that thing. That thing just feels extremely fun and powerful to use. Like, I'm like one-tapping level 100 heavy, not heavy gunners, but Grineer, like, they're nothing in these Kuva glitch missions. So, I really do recommend the Kuva Shield Egg Hammer, but I think part of that might be that I got such a high roll on it with 57% Toxic. If you guys didn't know, I actually found this out last night. The higher percentage roll you get on your Kuva weapon, that's just straight up like base damage increase. So the higher your stat roll on your Kuva weapon, the more powerful it is. I thought it was like a redistribution of the stats. So like, for example, I got a 60% Kuva Dubba Stubba last night, and I went from the 25% Dubba Stubba, and I just got like 200%, no, not 200%, I got like 200 more base damage in my build, so like, straight up, that's just more power, so that's pretty cool. We'll be going over that in a video very soon. I got like a god roll double stubba from someone who hooked it up. I did buy it still, so it wasn't like completely for free, because I wasn't taking it for free, obviously. But yeah, as you can see, guys, like the plate grip path is doing fine. This is with a ribbon, mind you, with tri-stat and a negative. But the vortex is really nice. And like I said, we're not going to be using the charge attacks on the polearm anyway, because the polearm has a really long windup for these charge attacks. And I haven't really noticed them being like anything special, so I think you just want to spam with this. And honestly, if you're not going to use, if you don't like Twirling Spire, honestly, I don't like Twirling Spire that much either. I'm just using it for this ground slam thing. You can use the other stance, which is Bleeding Willow, I believe, and that one is really good for spam. This is probably one of my favorite stances in the game. Yeah, Bleeding Willow is what it's called. It's the other gold one. All right, that mission's over. So this stance right here, the melee spam combo with this is so good. Like, watch this. You could just keep moving while doing this. If you just spam this throughout the mission, guys, you're just gonna kill everything in your way. So, not to mention with Berserker, it's gonna go even faster. Not to mention with Wisp, it's gonna go even faster. I bought the Wisp crack skin last night. It's really cool. So see, this is like nice and easy, like lazy melee spam with Bleeding Willow and the Plate Crit Path. So, these guys are level 170. I have 1 corrosive projection. They're not going to insta-die. There's no condition overload really, like, making you have insane damage anymore. And then, as you can see, the charge attack. Charge attack did a lot, actually, there, but we had a 5x multiplier, so I was hoping they would do something like that. I don't know. I think this is the way to go, just to, like, have a spam build. But as you saw, the charge attack did, like, 2/3 of that heavy gunner's health bar, so it's going to be up to you. I can just say that the Plate Crit Path is worth rebuilding, but you are going to want to go full crit on every Zaw from now on, guys, unless they change Condition Overload to be better. It's mostly going to be Vargeet 2 Jai. Seems like the best link to use. And then really fast grips. And then, you know, the strike is whatever you want to build right there. So that's going to be it for the video today. I wanted to make sure I got something out for you guys. I'm sorry I didn't put out a video yesterday. It's just, it was a really busy day. So I'm going to try to get out as much as I can for you guys. And we're also going to be streaming later tonight too. So make sure you check out the Twitch stream if you haven't. Twitch.tv/Gaz_TTV. We are going to be doing some impact damage liches probably tonight. If I haven't finished a Railjack, I'm going to farm some credits as well for that one. So, you guys have a nice night. Happy December, and yeah, peace, guys.